Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the FCS Football channel. And today we are back with the Manchester United versus Brighton watch along. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So, United play Brighton today. 3 o'clock kickoff, of course. So, unfortunately, it is behind the 3 p.m. blackout, but we've got our ways to watch it. Now, of course, alongside those, the Manchester United and Brighton game, we do have the other 3 o'clock kickoffs today. Those games being, if I quickly ramp over to this screen, no, that's the league table. To this one, you can see we've got Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. You got Fulham versus Luton Town. You got Tottenham versus Sheffield United. West Ham versus Manchester City, with, of course, Liverpool beating Wolves earlier on today. So we've got quite a lot of good games today. Unfortunately, really, I think the best 2 games of the weekend are both at 3 o'clock. The Man United Brighton game, which we're obviously watching today, and the West Ham Manchester City game. So it is a shame both of those are, well, traditionally aren't on the telly in the UK, but we will be covering them nonetheless. When it comes to lineups, this is how both teams line up today. So for Manchester United, it is Andre Onana who is starting in goal. Diego Dalot starts at right back, meaning Aaron Wan-Bissaka drops to the bench for a debut for Sergio Reguilon. He starts over Aaron Wan-Bissaka today, alongside Lisandro Martinez and Victor Lindelof making up the back 4. I'm very surprised to see Wan-Bissaka drop to the bench. I think he played more well enough against Arsenal. I don't think he was particularly bad. And Wan-Bissaka's always traditionally done well up against Mitoma. So to drop him seems a bit harsh, but it's a good opportunity for Sergio Reguilon to stake a claim in the first team, while Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia are both out injured. Scott McTominay starts alongside Casemiro in the 4-2-3-1 in that double pivot. Now we go over to this screen. What we could also see it become a 4-3-3 with McTominay and Eriksen in the midfield 3 as more to advanced 8. You'll probably see it swap around that way if it is going to be a 4-3-3. However, we have got it down as a 4-2-3-1 for now. Unfortunately, there is no room for Sofiane Amrabat, who just isn't fit and available. That news came out just after the look ahead yesterday. It was a bit annoying, but that's kind of the way it is. Christian Eriksen will start at number 10 for Manchester United today, with Bruno Fernandes being moved out to the right, with Marcus Rashford on the left. And Rasmus Højlund makes his full debut at Old Trafford today as he leads the line for United. On the bench, we've got Altay Bayindir, you got Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Johnny Evans, Dan Gore, and Hannibal Mabry. So 2 young lads from the academy on the bench when it comes to the midfield options. You got Valencia, Palestri, Garnacho, and Anthony Martial as our forward options. Of course, both Jadon Sancho and Anthony both not in the squad today, as both are, well, Sancho's not suspended. He's just training with the under 21s, isn't he? But suspended. And obviously Anthony is suspended for the time being. While the investigation over what is it? Domestic abuse allegations is being done. When it comes to Brighton, if I find it, there we go. This is Brighton's team today. So it's Jason Steele in goal, Joel Veltman, Van Heck, Dunk and Tariq Lamptey make up a back four. Pascal Gross and Mohamed Dahoud in a midfield double pivot with Mitoma off the left. You've got Lallana at number 10. What's this bloke's name again? And Ingara on the right. I can't say I know anything about this lad. And then Danny Welbeck starts up top for Brighton. Their bench, they've got Bart Verbruggen, Igor Julio, Adam Webster, Milner, João Pedro, Billy Gilmore, Carlos Noum Quaber Balbi. Again, don't know anything about that bloke. Evan Ferguson and Ansu Fati. So I would say that's a weakened Brighton side. For me, Evan Ferguson's their best forward. Billy Gilmore, I would have thought would have started today. Whether that was over Dahoud, Gross, but I would probably lean towards Alan Lallana. But I would have started Billy Gilmore personally. And Adam Webster, should he start over Van Heck? I'm not 100% sure. But that is the lineup for Brighton today. When it comes to the other games in the Premier League today, as we said previously, we have got a couple games on today. In the Fulham-Luton game, these are the lineups. So it's Leno in goal, Kenny Tete, Issa Diop, Tim Ream, Timothy Castagne, Andreas Pereira, João Palhinha and Harrison Reed, with Raul Jimenez, Willian and Harry Wilson making up the front three for the Cottagers. For Luton, Karminski, Kabor, Burke, Anderson, Lockyer and Bell, Tahith Chong, obviously formerly of Manchester United, Marvelous Nakamba and Albert Sambi Lakonga in a midfield three with Morris and Brown up top. I think many, including myself, think I'm predicting that Luton Town will go down. I don't see much hope for them, if I'm completely honest. Let's get the other game of other teams up. In the Tottenham Sheffield United game, this is how both teams line up. So it's Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro, Christian Romero, Van der Veen, and Udogi as a back four. Pape Sarr and Bissouma as a midfield double pivot with Kulusevski, Madison, Solomon, and Hyun Min Son. So no space for Richarlison, who makes the bench today. For Sheffield United, it's Fotheringham, Hamid, however you pronounce that Serbian name, Basham and Robinson, Bogle and Thomas as the two wing backs, with Hammer, McAteer and Souza in midfield three, with Cameron Archer and Ollie McBurney leading the line. That is Luke Thomas. I did not realise Luke Thomas signed for Sheffield United. In the Man City versus West Ham game, this is how the teams line up. Arietta in goal, Kufal, Zuma, Agard, Emerson as a back four. Alvarez just in front with Jared Bowen, Thomas Soucek, Ward Prowse and Lucas Paquetá, with Mikel Antonio leading the line. I'll be interested to see when you're going to see Mohamed Kundus start for West Ham. For Man City is Edison in goal, Kyle Walker, Akanji, Ruben Diaz and Gavadio, Foden and Rodri, with Doku, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva and Erling Haaland. So only a place on the bench, I was going to say, for Jack Grealish. But Jack Grealish doesn't even make the bench. You've got Calvin Phillips, Ake, Ortega, Sergio Gomez, Matthias Nunes, Scott Carson, Oscar Bob, who there's a lot of admiration for, I'll say, and a lot of hype around Oscar Bob. He is on the bench today alongside Rico Lewis. Not as strong as benches for Manchester City, you have to say. There is no Jack Grealish in the squad today. And finally, for the Palace versus Aston Villa game, this is how both teams line up. So in goal, it is Martinez, Matty Cash, Konsa, Pau Torres and Lucas Digne make up the back four. Kamara and Douglas Luiz in a midfield double pivot with Zaniolo, Musa Diaby, John McGinn in a front three. All behind Ollie Watkins. For Crystal Palace, who is without Rui Hodgson today, who is out ill, it is Sam Johnson in goal, Joel Ward, Anderson, Chris Richards and Tariq Mitchell, Eze, Doucouré and Will Hughes in the midfield. I imagine it would probably be Doucouré and Will Hughes in a pivot, in the double pivot with Eze more advanced, but could well be Eze and Hughes in a as to 8 with Doucouré as a 6. With Jordan Ayew on the right, Jeffrey Schlupp on the left, and Edouard up top. It could even be Eze operates off the left and Jeffrey Schlupp moves into a midfield as an 8. But we're not 100% sure just yet. So those are all the lineups. I have to say, I'm looking forward to this. Obviously, while the main game we are covering today is going to be the Manchester United versus Brighton game, obviously, we will also keep you updated with everything that is going on in those games. So when there's a goal, what have you, we will update you here on this channel and on this stream. There's no need to be anywhere else but here. Hopefully the graphics will start ticking over soon. Let me just refresh. Is it going to work? I don't think the graphics don't seem to want to work, which is absolutely fantastic. That should sort it. If not, I don't know. I've sorted it. They're working. They're working. So, Erik ten Hag has just released some comments. He's obviously speaking to the media ahead of this game. This is the reasons behind the changes. If you just give me a moment, I'll listen to them. Connect. There we go. So on Wan-Bissaka, it's just simply he's been ill during the week, so he's just not fully fit to play. So that's why we see Sergio Reguilon come in. Højlund. And Højlund, we signed him. He came in with an injury. That's why he hadn't started before. He's now fit and ready to play, so he plays. And obviously, we know the reason that what's his name is playing. McTominay is someone had to play on the right, and we've chosen to put Bruno up there, which means there's a space in that midfield for him. So when it comes to United today, we should look. we are assuming it will be the 4-2-3-1. There is no reason to assume otherwise, really. However, there is potential for this, for a diamond. Now, this is kind of how a lot of Manchester United fans have been coming into this week. I kind of said we should be playing. McTominay's been in good form for Scotland when he's been able to break forward and attack the box. And in this kind of diamond shape, he may get that kind of license to. It would mean a lot for Diogo Dalot and Reguilon. They would have to be able to get forward and really support the attack. But I don't think so. We've never seen Erik ten Hag use a diamond at Manchester United. I don't see why he would go out with it today. We've seen him use Bruno Fernandes on the wing so many times. I think it's kind of the only really logical thing for me that we'll see today from Manchester United is this 4-2-3-1. But it doesn't mean Sergio Reguilon is kind of thrown into the deep end. And it does obviously mean Bruno Fernandes is going to be operating off the right. I don't personally like Bruno Fernandes operating off the right. I think he's much better. We're a better team with him in this central role where Eriksen is operating today. I have to say, if I'm Palestri, I'm sitting there thinking, right, you've stopped me leaving on loan to go play first team football week in, week out. Whether that's back to La Liga, obviously he went to Alaves for 2 years, didn't he? Whether that's to the Bundesliga, to a Premier League side, wherever. You've stopped me from going, and now you're not starting me. You've said, oh, it's a chance for some of the backup, the B players or whatever to get some game time. But yet, I'm on the bench still. What's the point of me being here if when we don't have right wingers available and ready to play, I still don't get a game? If I'm Palestri, I'm asking a lot of questions of Erik ten Hag. Really, 60th minute, you kind of, for me, he's got to bring him on. Or again, what's the point of him being here, just stunting his growth for what? But I mean, that aside, really, I don't think you can really argue about that starting lineup, can you? If Wan-Bissaka is injured, he's the only change I'd make to that back line. Amrabat's obviously not fit, so Eriksen has to play. I would have started Palestri over McTominay. But I mean, you have to start Rashford, don't you, on the left? And Rasmus Højlund came on against Arsenal and was great. So you can't then say, you know what, actually, no, I'm not going to play here. Martial will play. Martial and Rasmus Højlund, whichever one you want to start, I would be fine with, really. Whether or not you think, look, Højlund came on and did great. I didn't think Martial was too bad against Arsenal, to be honest. But I can agree Højlund was better, so I'm more than happy with that Højlund's playing. But if someone came to me and went, you know what, Martial should have started this game, it's not, Højlund probably isn't quite ready or whatever, I would be more than happy to say, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But we've gone with Højlund. I just wouldn't have started McTominay over Palestri. I just think, what does McTominay bring? And look, I've spoken about this at length. For me, McTominay is like a mixed match of different attributes, which is why he's such a divisive. Is that the word? Divisive figure. Because he's a big physical lad. So you'd imagine he'd be a great DM. But he's not a very good passer, McTominay. And he doesn't know how to position himself to kind of take the ball off the back line. So he's not a 6. Again, as an 8, he's not creative enough to be an 8 for me. Again, he's physical. He's okay in the tackle. I don't think he's brilliant in the tackle, but he's very much good enough. But again, not creative enough to be an 8 for me. As a 10, he's certainly not creative enough to be a 10. But in and around the box, that is when he comes alive. He comes alive when he's at the edge of the box and he's able to get shots away. Because McTominay, he used to be a striker when he was in the academy, and you can see that. Some of the goals he has scored first time from the edge of the box, first time he's hit it, and he's just gone into the corner. It's fantastic. So he has quality from the edge of the box, and his shooting is good. But where he's not a striker, he's not a number 10 because he's not creative enough. He's just a mixed match of different good qualities, but not good enough. And that's the issue for me with McTominay. Because the things he can do well, he's not good enough to play in a position where those things he will just highlight those things. There's number 6 for his tackling or his physicality. You can't then move him to number 10 because they require completely different characteristics, although that would allow him to show off his great shooting. Really, I think he's probably best as a second in a 2 up top alongside somebody, like a little big man partnership sort of thing. Similar to the role you saw Marouane Fellaini play for Everton a few years ago. Well, not a few years ago, before he signed for United, where he played just off of a striker and was able to kind of be in the box, scoring headers and getting shots away. And obviously he did a bit of defensive work, but he wasn't required. It wasn't like his job to do the defensive work, and it wasn't his job to score loads of goals. But more to kind of just be a presence when the ball comes along to him. He wins it, he gets a flick on. That sort of role I think is perfect for McTominay. But nobody plays that really in the Premier League anymore. Or at least not a club like Manchester United. Imagine the same squad against Bayern next week. What a joke. Yeah, it's looking scary, innit? It's looking scary. United aren't in a great place. United really aren't in a great place. So, for anyone interested in the Formula 1, Q2 is just about to get underway after... What's his name? After Lance Stroll binned it at the end of Q1. Right, there we go. Let's load up the game. If you are enjoying the stream, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. And also, please do get involved in the live chat. Let me know your predictions. Here we go then. We have got about 5 minutes till kickoff. So again, if you are enjoying, please do hit that like button and subscribe. Right, there we go. I'm just coming back from Singapore. Crowd for F1 was no joke. Yeah, it's looking mad in it. So we are moments away from kickoff. About 4 minutes, 3 minutes now. I'm quickly going to go run to the toilet. So while I'm gone, please do get involved in the live chat. Get your predictions in. Get anything going in the chat. I'll come back and respond to all your comments when I am back. Again, we are covering all of the games at 3 o'clock today. Man United, Brighton, Aston Villa, Palace, Fulham, Luton, Tottenham, Sheffield United, and West Ham versus Manchester City. It's going to be a good one. Actually, I'll hold it. Actually, I won't go. If I run off during the match, you'll know why. Here we go. Go on then. Let's be having you. So again, lineups for both teams. So for Manchester United, it is Andre Onana in goal. The Cameroon international. Obviously, maybe going off to AFCON in January, but for now, he is our number 1, or at least our number 24. Diego Dalot, Victor Lindelof, Alessandro Martinez, and a debut for Tottenham loanee Sergio Reguilon. Casemiro and Scott McTominay start in a midfield double pivot with Christian Eriksen advanced from that too. Rashford and Bruno Fernandes will play off the flanks with Rasmus Højlund making his full debut here at Old Trafford. Altay Benadir, Harry Maguire, Johnny Evans, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Dan Gore, Hannibal Mabry, Valencio Palestri and Alejandro Garnacho alongside Anthony Martial makes the bench. Jason Steele starts in goal for Brighton. Joel Veltman, Van Heck, Dunk and Lamptey make up a back 4 with Pascal Gross and Mohamed Dahoud in a midfield double pivot for the Seagulls. It's Mitoma, Lallana and Simon Adingra. That's how I'll pronounce it. In a 3 behind Danny Welbeck, obviously formerly of Manchester United, Verbruggen, Julio, Webster, Milner, João Pedro, Billy Gilmore, Carlos Balber, Ferguson and Ansu Fati makes the bench for Brighton. It's all going on. In the F1, we're about halfway through Q2. George Russell's put in the fastest first sector just after the 8-minute mark. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. There is going to be a moment's silence for the horrific things we are seeing in Morocco with the earthquakes and stuff. So while they're actually doing that, I will rush rushed off to the toilet quickly. But yeah, Garby. I wasn't quick enough, clearly. We are underway. In the F1, Russell sits top of Q2. Alonso, Sainz, Norris and Hamilton make up the top 5, with Verstappen and Perez in the drop zone. Still plenty of time. There's going to be another push lap, maybe 2 apiece. I wouldn't get, if you're a Red Bull hater, I wouldn't get excited just yet. Right, let me sync up the game timer. There we go. We're all synced up. So if you want to sync up your game timer to mine, please feel free. Just so it's just the best way to watch the stream. So when I see Man United win a free kick here, you'll also see Man United win a free kick. Again, it's just the best way to watch the streams. So my somewhat commentary makes a little bit more sense. So Diego Dallo tries to cut inside. Matoma, good tackle when Lindelof has it. And again, look, it'll be interesting to see how Diego Dallo gets on today. We know, again, Wan-Bissaka has usually, in recent weeks, has made that right back slot his. So today, he drops out. And it's starting, I'll tell you what, from the off here, it's looking like a diamond. As opposed to a midfield 2. As Reguilon has it here, looks to drive forward and wins a corner for United. Good play there by Sergio Reguilon. But it is looking more like a diamond at the moment, with Højlund a bit like this. Hold on. It is looking... I'll keep an eye on it. Here is McTominay. Well defended. Casemiro finds Bruno Fernandes. Loses out. And look, you see it here. It's a diamond. It looks certainly like a diamond. And Diego Dallo's out. Down. He's in a bit of pain. It is it's definitely a diamond. Well, I wasn't prepared for a diamond, I have to say. Well, looks of it, Tariq Lamptey's already been booked. Right. Hoyland chasing it down. Well played from Brighton there. They're so cool and calm with it. There we go. So that is how United are playing. But McTominay and Eriksen have swapped. Oh, good save by Steele to deny Rashford. I'm so busy trying to sort the lineup out on screen. There we go. So all the cards are out for their last outlap in the F1. As it stands, Verstappen will be out. He's not put in a very good lap at all. And it was a great run from Rashford, and it's a good save by Jason Steele. But Verstappen's got one last push lap. Sainz gets through Q2. And I think Perez looks like he's going to be out. Verstappen's not happy at all. Bruno. Casemiro. Looks for Dallo. Can't find him. Things are not looking good for Max Verstappen in the Grand Prix. Not in the Grand Prix, in the qualifying, sorry. For the Grand Prix. And I think he's out. I think Verstappen is out and will start 11th. And he is out. Max Verstappen and both Red Bulls are out in Q2. And here comes Manchester United with Marcus Rashford on the left-hand side. Cuts inside. Good tackle from Joel Veltman. Max Verstappen is not happy. He's effing and jeffing. It's been an absolute nightmare of a weekend so far for Max Verstappen and his Red Bulls. So what's going on with the timer? It's got a mind of its own. Hold on. Bruno Fernandes, good interception. Eriksen does well. Are so good from Christian Eriksen. And United now will come forward. Bruno Fernandes, lovely ball for Marcus Rashford to chase. He puts the cross in Hoyland. He flings his leg at it. Can't quite make contact. Very good play there from Manchester United. And Rasmus Højlund, he looks a problem, doesn't he? When it comes to the F1, so it's Carlos Sainz who topped Q2. Russell, Alonso, Magnussen, Norris, Hulkenberg, Leclerc, Hamilton, Ocon and Lawson make up the top 10. So they all make it into Q3 as Adam Lallana has it in the penalty box. Lamptey goes for goal. A really poor effort. So around the ground, all the other games are all 0-0. We'll see it here. This cross from Rashford. Højlund thrown himself at it. Couldn't quite make contact though. The long ball for Ericsson. Here he is, Christian Eriksen. Bruno Fernandes keeps possession. It's with Marcus Rashford. Just lays it back into Victor Lindelof. United playing well here in the opening 10 minutes. Here is Rashford. Still Marcus Rashford. Moves out to Sergio Reguilon, who pulls it back to Rashford. He takes a touch, shoots. Well blocked by, I think that was Lewis Dunk. And it cleared away from Brighton. United looking good here. Referee's given offside. Jason Steele is just taking his time before he's playing a lovely diagonal ball to Veltman. Here is Pascal Gross. Obviously, quite prolific against Manchester United, Pascal Gross. Annoyingly prolific, I'd say. Højlund. It's a Bruno Fernandes. Højlund looks great, by the way. Højlund is looking great. And here's Christian Eriksen. Out for a throw-in. Good defending from the winger for Brighton. But United throw him. Reguilon to Bruno Fernandes. Looks back for Sergio Reguilon, who does keep it and puts the ball into the box. The Hood heads clear. And Lallana now can bring it forward for the Seagulls. He's surging forward. Finds Mitoma on this left-hand side. Go on, Diego Dallo. Show where you're playing. Lallana can't bring it under. It was a really good play there from Mitoma. United get away with one there. The long ball looking for Rashford. Dunk gets it back to Jason Steele, who finds Lamptey. He'll play Lamptey. Lallana just slowing it back down, giving it into Dahoud. Smart play from Brighton. Van Heck bringing it forward for Brighton. And you can see here, It clearly is a diamond. There's no two ways about that. Which is interesting. How will we kind of use this diamond in the future? Because we obviously signed Amrabat, and he quite easy to come in and take that place of Scott McTominay. Obviously, when Mason Mount's back, he'll replace Eriksen. And he gets Rashford and Højlund up top together. That little, the big lad and the pacey lad partnership that you used to get back in the day. Jermaine Defoe, Peter Crouch type vibes. Lewis Dunk goes long. Looking for the ball over the top of Sergio Reguilon. He reads it well. Brighton can't take it under. Martinez gets it back to Andre Onana, who it's absolutely pointless trying to press because he's so cool and calm on the ball. And United play it out well. Eriksen to Martinez. Casemiro. Onana. Crossfield ball looking for Dalot, who wins the flick on. Foul on Marcus Rashford there by Dunk. Referee, useless as ever, doesn't give it. I don't know how that's not a foul. It's the most blatant push you're ever going to see. McTominay, good interception. McTominay, what is he doing? That's such a poor pass from McTominay looking for Højlund. I don't know what they're appealing for there, but all of the Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno Fernandes are all moaning about something. Casemiro can't win the tackle against Lamptey, but Dalot makes the tackle in the end. Eriksen does finally get it under. Back to Martinez, who clears it upfield. Great bring down by Reguilon to Bruno Fernandes. Moves it out wide to Marcus Rashford. And here comes the cards for Q3 in the F1. Højlund. Marcus Rashford found him well, but it's a poor touch from Højlund. And Matoma will now bring it forward for Brighton. And just runs it out of play for a throw-in. It's still 0-0 in all the other games in the Premier League. So it's Villa 0, Palace 0, Fulham 0, Luton 0, Tottenham 0, Sheffield United 0, West Ham 0, Manchester City 0. I don't know why I accidentally forgot to turn the carousel back on. So it will start flicking through it all again now. Dunk goes across to Van Heck. Still bringing it forward here. Looks for Danny Welbeck. Kind of just surrounded by bodies and well won by, I think it was Lisandro Martinez, who now goes back into Victor Lindelof. And United just knocking it around. I tell you what, I'm so excited for the Singapore Grand Prix tomorrow. The Red Bulls look rubbish. I don't know if it's the new floor update has done something, or they've just got it horribly wrong this weekend. But the Red Bulls don't look at it. And we got an interesting race for pole. You got both the Ferraris, both the Mercedes. You got an Aston Martin. You got both the Hasses. You got an Ocon Alpine, and you got an AlphaTauri driven by Liam Lawson. Van Heck will go across to Lewis Dunk. So far, Brighton not really causing Manchester United any issues. United looking the much better of the two sides as Jason Steele finds Pascal Gross well. United looking very high here. Pascal Gross, United seemingly back in shape here, which is good. Pascal Gross still. Dahoud, Van Heck. Into Welbeck. Nice first time into Pascal Gross. Out wide here. Veltman. Lovely ball to Welbeck. Out wide. Ball comes in. Welbeck! 1-0 Brighton. 1-0 Brighton. I tell you what, for a Mancunian, Danny Welbeck fucking loves scoring against Man United far too much. Brighton take a 1-goal lead against Manchester United here at Old Trafford. And it's not really been coming. It is undeserved. But what can you say? What can you say? We'll have to watch it again. It looks far too easy, really, for Brighton. The ball came out wide. It was a lovely bit of interplay with Welbeck and whoever that right winger is. Lallana, with a lovely bit of play, gets in front of Lisandro Martin, in front of Lindelof, and just dummies it. And it falls to Welbeck, who first time slots it past Andre Onana. No chance for Onana. It's really poor defending, though, from Victor Lindelof, you have to say. Just gets nowhere near the ball. Completely misreads it. And Lallana, it's good play from him, but really, Lindelof should just get a foot to it and clear it away. 1-0 Brighton. Not... And you have to say, it's against the run of play. And still will play it out to Veltman. I've just updated the Brighton team to reflect the Lamptey yellow card when that wants to come through. Ball comes in well defended from Lewis Dunk. And will be a corner for United here. Bruno Fernandes will take the corner here for United. Casemiro's in the box, as is Lisandro Martin, as is Lindelof. We go short though. Now Bruno puts the ball in. Højlund was in there as well. Bruno Fernandes takes it down. Looks to the first time went to Eriksen. He wanted the return. But Bruno Fernandes didn't offer it and it's out for a goal kick. If you are enjoying the stream, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. And please do share the stream as well while you're at it. Good play here from Brighton. I will try and sort this face cam in just a mo. Good play here from Brighton. That's not what I wanted. I think that's a little bit better. Oh, no. We'll just do that. Casemiro. Lovely ball out to Dalot. Skips past Mitoma. Pulls it back to the edge. Rashford! Blocked by a wall of Brighton players. Really good play there from Diogo Dalot, who gets it to the edge. And I think it's Dahoud with the block. There was a wall of Brighton players that Rashford had to try and navigate past. It was a hard task. And it's well defended by Brighton. The only goal in the Premier League 3 o'clock so far has been Danny Welbeck's here at Old Trafford. It is still Manchester United 0, Brighton 1, 0-0 in all the other games in the Premier League. As Dalot finds a lovely ball into Marcus Rashford, who takes it down well. Rashford just about got through the first wall of defence for Brighton. And his shot was blocked, but here is Reguilon. Rashford to Lindelof, who's so high up here. Casemiro goes back to Martinez. And look how high Manchester United are playing here. As we go back to Andre Onana. And the final push laps here at Singapore are a go. Bruno Fernandes bringing it forward. Finds Rashford. Leaves it for Christian Eriksen. Edge of the box. Looks to cut it back to, I think it was McTominay. Well read. Lindelof and Casemiro just kind of jumping into each other there. As Danny Welbeck brings it away for Brighton. Carlos Sainz quickest in the first sector. Norris is there or thereabouts as well. Looks as if Carlos Sainz, he's been so dominant over the 3 practices in each qualifying stage. It looks like he's going to be the one to get pole. He's currently on provisional pole. Lando Norris doing great. It's not a good second sector for Sainz. It's an opportunity for Lando Norris to make some time. They're there and thereabouts with each other, both Sainz and Norris. Charles Leclerc, all of a sudden, he's saying, hello, I'm still in this fight for pole position. Sainz is on provisional pole with a 1:39. Norris, a 1:31. Here is Charles Leclerc. Takes second. And George Russell is now coming. As it stands, he's up on Carlos Sainz. Can Mercedes do it? Lewis Hamilton won't, that's for sure. George Russell looking promising here. Can George Russell do it? He takes second, George Russell, by less than a tenth. And Lewis Hamilton comes in 5th. Not the greatest of laps from Lewis Hamilton. And Dalot heads it back to Onana. Carlos Sainz is on pole. George Russell second. Leclerc and Russell make up the second row in 3rd and 4th. Hamilton and Magnussen on the 3rd row. Alonso and Ocon 4th. Hulkenberg and Lawson on the 5th. Lamptey goes down the line. Lallana. Back to Lamptey. So that Ferrari's looking... It's not looking too bad, is it, at the moment? In the F1. And here comes United. Sorry, Brighton. On the attack. Van Heck. Brighton more than happy just to keep the ball, slow it down. They've got the lead. And that's what makes conceding that opening goal so disappointing as well. Not only because it kind of was going against the run of play. United were, in my opinion at least, call me biased, we were dominating the game. We were the better team. The goal went against the run of play. Lovely. I love when my camera does this. Right. There we go. We sorted it. Van Heck. To Joel Veltman. Hoyland giving chase. Good play there from Brighton. Lamptey looks for the ball down the line. Good inception. And here is Casemiro. Surely that's a foul by Danny Welbeck. Referee says no. Of course he does. And here comes Mitoma for Brighton. Good tackle from Reguilon. And can Bruno Fernandes pick it up? He does and goes down the line. Looking for Marcus Rashford. Good defending from Joel Veltman. Still 0-0 in all the other games in the Premier League today. Casemiro. Really poor pass. I'm not sure who he's trying to find there. And Brighton will look to try and play. Reguilon's high up here. And here comes Brighton. It's a poor pass. But Lamptey will pick it up on the left-hand side for Brighton. And there's a great chance here for Aston Villa. And I think they're about to take the lead. As Danny Welbeck comes forward, shoots way over the bar from Welbeck. And it is a goal for Aston Villa. The second goal of the weekend. Well, of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, I should say. And it comes in the form of Aston Villa. And who was it? Who is it with the goal? I hear you ask. Is Moussa Diaby. The Frenchman opens the scoring at Villa Park. Here comes Marcus Rashford. Rashford, shoot! Takes a deflection! Out for a corner. I'm not sure who it takes the deflection off. It's Joel Veltman just throws himself at it. And it actually hits where the post and crossbar kind of join up. And Joel Veltman and Rashford give each other a nice little hug. Saying well done, good block. And it will be a corner here. Bruno Fernandes will take it. Goal has been disallowed. Goal has been ruled off for offside. The Villa are not ahead. After all. So just to confirm that the Villa Palace game is still 0-0 as West Ham United take the lead against Manchester City. Wow. Who saw that coming? Manchester City are a goal down. West Ham have taken the lead. And that goal has come courtesy of James Ward-Prowse. I'll see it here. Kufau just driving forward with it. It's a great ball to the back stick, and it's a diving header from James Ward-Prowse. At the London Stadium, Manchester City are a goal down to James Ward-Prowse. Jason still clears it upfield for Brighton. I tell you what, if the home team in this at Old Trafford wants to score, that'd be great. Good player from Brighton, just keeping the ball. Veltman bringing it forward, goes down the line. Lamptey. Back to Dunk, moves it first time into Pascal Gross. I feel like Pascal Gross shouldn't be this good. Chris Hughton signed you, lad. Why are you this good? Bloke's broke into the Germany squad now, isn't he, as well? But who would have seen this? West Ham, as it stands, they go top of the league, don't they? Yeah. No, hold on. No, I don't think they would. I think they'll be second on goal difference. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to stay like that. But my brother, who is a West Ham fan, has just piped up. Here is Matoma. Ball comes into the box. Reguilon just about clears it. From the angle, it looks like he might have just slammed it into his own net, but he does get it clear. Van Heck. Pascal Gross. Lovely ball out wide. Ball back into Steele. I'll tell you what, since the goal, Brighton have really gone up a level. United haven't really been the same. It's really disappointing because, like I said, before the goal, we were the better side. As Sergio Reguilon with a really good piece of defending. And United will now look to try and play it. Ericsson finds Scott McTominay, who will drive forward with it here. Gives it into Marcus Rashford. Got bullies around him, Marcus Rashford. Gets to the byline, looks to get the cross in. Ball leads in, Rasmus Højlund! Go on! Rasmus Højlund on his full debut for Manchester United has his goal. Rasmus Højlund, ladies and gentlemen, he's arrived. That is exceptional from Manchester United. Brilliant from Marcus Rashford. Brilliant from Rasmus Højlund. And United are back level in this game. And it's through Marcus Rashford and Rasmus Højlund. Wow. Marcus Rashford just stands up Van Heck and says, go on then, come get me. Beats him, gets it to the byline. I think the ball's on. I think the ball is just about still on the pitch. He gets it across to Rasmus Højlund. The ball's on. The ball's still on. I think the ball is just on. Millimetres, I think the ball is just on. It is so close. I think he's just on. See, from that angle, I think it looks clearly the ball's still on. I think you've got to give it. Call me biased, but I think that's you can't disallow that. I don't see a world in which you can disallow that. He's fucking disallowed it. They fucking disallowed it. How have you disallowed that? That's a disgrace. That is a disgrace. That is an absolute farce, by the way. That's been disallowed. I can't believe it. How can you disallow that goal? Farce. Højlund. No, sorry, McTominay. Does well. Finds Bruno Fernandes. I can't believe it's been disallowed. I really can't. I really, really can't. Here's Lindelof. Martinez. He goes back into Andre Onana. I'm trying to gauge a reaction of whether people think that should have been disallowed or not. Bruno Fernandes. I think the ball's on. I think the ball's clearly on. There's one angle. So they've got two angles of it. There's two angles of this. One of them where the ball looks like it could be off and could be on, where it's pretty 50-50. And then there's another angle where the ball looks clearly on. And the one where it looks clearly on is from behind and is much closer to it. But they've gone for this one. They've gone with the one that look. They've looked at the one that looks 50-50. I still think that ball is on. That ball is on. It's on the pit, on the line. I think it looks on from that one angle. There's a reverse angle where the ball looks clearly on. In what world can you disallow this goal? That goal. It's a farce. Looks like we're going to go into half time 1-0 down. Here is Rashford. Cuts inside. Rashford shoots! Way over. I think we've been done over there. Ball down the line. Ericsson, foul. Foul on Joel Veltman. Free kick to Brighton, just over the halfway line. Manchester United 0, Brighton 1 here. All the other games are pretty much more or less at half time. The only other goal apart from Danny Welbeck's in this game was James Ward-Prowse's against Manchester City at the London Stadium. As Rasmus Højlund has it here. That's a clear foul. No. He's not given that as a foul. He's given offside. We'll see it. We'll see it here. It was offside, to be fair. What a farce that Højlund's goal being disallowed is. I don't want to keep saying it, but it's not off. It's not off. Hello, man. I'm Russian and I don't speak good English. Your English team's fine. Oh, I'm good, mate. How are you? Bruno Fernandes has been booked for winning the ball. He hasn't won the ball. He hasn't won the ball. I lied. He hasn't won the ball at all. He's got nowhere near the ball. He's got nowhere near the ball. But Bruno Fernandes is now in the book. He's got nowhere near the ball. Danny Welbeck can't bring down the long ball. How are you, lad? How are you? Radmir, is that how you pronounce it? So that is half time here at Old Trafford. It's Manchester United 0. Brighton 1. Danny Welbeck scored the only goal in this tie so far. Controversially, Manchester United have had a equaliser disallowed. I think it's a farce of a decision personally. But that's Premier League officials for you. That is Premier League officials for you. Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Looking at the other games in the Premier League. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace still 0-0. Fulham, Luton 0-0 as well, as as is Tottenham, Sheffield United, with West Ham actually, as it stands, leading in their game against Manchester City. Looking at the stats in all the other games, Spurs, as you'd expect, dominating the ball. 12 shots to 3, 7 on target to 2. Dominating the ball, dominating proceedings by the looks of things. Haven't been able to find that opening goal just yet. An XG of 0.88 for Spurs. Aston Villa against Palace, equally dominating proceedings. Palace only mustering 2 shots so far, 0 of which were on target. Villa, on the other hand, 7, but only 1 on target. 0.73 XG for Villa, 66% possession. Fulham Luton game is maybe going a little bit unexpectedly. Fulham, as you'd expect, dominating the ball, 76% to 24. However, that is kind of where the domination, in a sense, ends. 5 on target, 5 shots to 3 in Fulham's favour, pretty level. On target, 1 apiece. XG is in favour of Luton, 0.52 to 0.41. But the West Ham Man City game is kind of going exactly how you would imagine, apart from the scoreline. At half time, it is 1-0 to West Ham. However, possession 64% to 36. 3 shots and 2 on target for West Ham compared to 17 and 7 for Manchester City. XG 0.84 to 1.47. You'd imagine it won't take long until West Ham have that scoreline turned round. Well, I suppose Man City have that scoreline turned round if things continue in this fashion. We are getting fled if we don't change our tactics. Like I say, I mean, I thought in the first... When did Welbeck score? Until the Welbeck goal, I thought we were the better team. And look, I mean, if we look at our stats, there's not that much between us. They're dominant. They're doing better with the ball, but that's mainly come after the goal. But generally, I thought we were the better team before that Welbeck goal, as I say. 20-minute mark. After that, they were definitely better than us. But it's not. There's not been loads in it. And what can you really change? Would be my, if I was throwing my 2 cents in. What is that you can really change? Because you look at the options on the bench. You have Palestra who you could bring on, but the midfield you can't. You can't change one of the midfielders unless you just change formation entirely. Do you bring Palestri on? Because Garnacho and Martial, they can't play off the right. You don't want Bruno off the right. So if you change like this, who do you bring on Palestri? I mean, if you weren't trusted to start, do you trust him in now? Garnacho doesn't play off the right. Never really has. Martial doesn't play off the right. Rashford can't play off the right. So it's only really Palestra unless you put Bruno out there. And then what? Do you put Eriksen at cam and like that? It's a tricky one. There's no easy change to do. Because if McTominay started on the bench, then you could change into this diamond. But if you want to play the diamond, then you can't really make changes. Because Dan Gordon and Hannibal Mabry can't come on. They can't. What has happened to Donny van der Beek? What has happened to him? Why is he not in? Why can't he even make the squad over Hannibal and Dan Gore? What has happened with Donny van der Beek? And of course, McTominay and Eriksen. I mean, generally, I don't think any of them play back. I don't want to keep saying about McTominay. I don't know what he is. What is he? Like, has he played badly? No, in all fairness, he hasn't. But at the same time, he's not been good, has he? Like, he's just such a weird mix of a bit like he's just such a weird mix of a player that it makes it hard for him to fit and play well. As I kind of discussed earlier, it's really hard, really really hard. But look, right. Give me a moment. I'm just gonna go grab something to eat and go for the toilet again. I'll be right back. Right. Hello. So, not Rasmus Højlund, Jeremy Doku has apparently scored for Manchester City, and he has. So that didn't take long, did it? Did not take long at all for Manchester City to be back level at the London Stadium. And it is through Jeremy Doku. So by the looks of it, no changes at half time. Why am I looking at Harry Maguire? Away we go for the second half. We continue with the diamond. Generally, I think Bruno's been fine, to be honest. Oh no, that's a poor pass out. Here comes Lallana for Brighton. Does make its way back into the hand of Andre Onana, so he gets away with that poor pass. Onana will go long. Van Heck easily wins it and gets it down. Pascal Gross. Lallana goes long. Good defending from Lisandro Martinez. Reguilon loses it here. And here is Danny Welbeck bringing it forward for Brighton here. Reguilon can't make the tackle. Lisandro Martinez does, though. And United will look to try and play their way out. Lisandro Lindelof. Højlund does really well up against Lewis Dunk. Casemiro goes over the top. Looking for Diego Dalot. Overhit. Poor from Casemiro. I don't think he's having a great game. Certainly not hitting the standards that he was hitting frequently last season for United. Order goes down the line. Casemiro aids it back to Andre Onana. Casemiro. What on earth was that? He's tried to go down the line. Over the top down the line. He's just completely messed it up. Here is Mitoma for Brighton. Cuts inside. Good tackle from Dalot. McTominay now moves it into Bruno Fernandes. Rashford and Højlund split. Here is Marcus Rashford on this left-hand side. Running at Van Heck. Can he cut inside? He keeps going to the byline. Cuts it back again. This time, Højlund wasn't there, but Dahoud was. And Brighton get away with it. And here comes Mitoma for Brighton. Down the line to Danny Welbeck. Welbeck does well. Pascal Gross. Still Gross. Shot right at Andre Onana. That is so poor from Diego Dalot. I think it was just giving it away. And here comes Mitoma. Puts it across. Andre Onana quick off his line. That is very good goalkeeping as Crystal Palace have a lead. It's Odsonne Edouard for Crystal Palace. And they take a 1-goal lead at Villa Park. And here comes Rasmus Højlund. Højlund just can't get it to his left foot to get the shot away. But it's Crystal Palace 1, Aston Villa 0. Van Heck goes down the line to Joel Veltman. Now we're starting to see some football. We're starting to see some goals. Christian Eriksen looking for options and wins a free kick. Good play there from Christian Eriksen. Eriksen. Sandro Martinez. Bruno. Still Bruno Fernandes. Just needs to offload it here. He does well and finds Eriksen. He does well himself. And look, I think it was meant for Højlund, but it's such a wayward pass, and Brighton just have it. It's very poor from Christian Eriksen. The last thing you'd expect of a player of his quality. Joel Veltman. Goes back to Van Heck. So as things stand around the Premier League, Villa have a goal down at Villa Park to Crystal Palace and an Odsonne Edouard goal. Craven Cottage, it's still 0-0 between Fulham and Luton. Tottenham and Sheffield United at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is also 0-0. While Manchester City equalised early on in the second half against West Ham at the London Stadium, making it 1-0. That equaliser coming from Belgium youngster and winger Jeremy Doku as Højlund finds a great ball out to Marcus Rashford. Rashford shoots. Side netting. Side netting from Marcus Rashford. Bloody hell. I don't know why he doesn't cut in. Rashford, lad, you're not left-footed. Cut in there. Because I think he's got Van Heck on toast every single time. Brighton having Joel Veltman invert quite a lot. And it's given so much space to Marcus Rashford, who drifts out wide. I just think there, cut inside and hit it on your stronger foot. I think this is where the two up top and the diamond kind of works, because what we're seeing is you'll have the fullback, the strikers will drift out wide, and because we don't have a traditional winger, what we see. So this is obviously Liverpool. If I get the United team. You're just going to have to pretend. Just pretend the Liverpool players are Brighton. So what you're seeing is it's 2-0. It's fucking Pascal Gross again. It's 2-0. It's fucking 2-0. I'm not even paying it. I'm trying to just explain to you what's going on with Joel Veltman and the fact that when he inverts, he comes in there. Marcus Rashford kind of just drifts out here. I was trying to show you it, but in the process, Pascal Gross has scored again. So Brighton are 2-0 up. I'm fed up of Pascal Gross. Why does the bloke always score against us? Scott McTominay just not tracking it. It's not McTominay. I mean, that is so piss poor from... Actually, I think it is McTominay. It's so easy. McTominay's up against Mitoma. He goes to... I think it's Lamptey. And, I mean, Pascal Gross just skips past Martinez, who's trying to get over to make a block and make a tackle. It's not great defending from Martinez. And there's no chance for Andre Onana. But it's too easy for that ball from Lamptey to get him in between. To get to Pascal Gross. It's far too easy. And we've lost now, haven't we? We ain't coming back from 2-0 down. There's no chance we come back from 2-0 down against Brighton. An absolute mess we are. Bruno Fernandes, look at him. He's dropping into centre-back to fucking get the ball. Bruno. The Casemiro. It's a rough game. It's a tough game. Good defending there from Brighton as we look to play through Marcus Rashford. Jamie, that is beautifully put. That is beautifully put, Jamie. Look, I mean, I don't think Rashford's been too bad. I think some of his shot selection is so poor. It's his decision making, and we've known this about Rashford for God knows how long. Marcus Rashford's decision making is piss poor. It's not good enough. How many times are we going to have to say it? I get frustrated watching it. I can't imagine how frustrating it must be for his teammates. Doesn't know when to pass, doesn't know when to shoot, really, a lot of the time. And like a few times, like we've said, he's gone to the byline and Dallow's driven one from range easily for Jason Steele. But as I've said a couple of times today, sometimes he just gets the ball. He took on his man, goes to the byline and smashes it with his left foot. Marcus Rashford does not have a left foot. Everyone in their nan knows Marcus Rashford doesn't have a left foot. So why? He's trying to score with it when he can cut inside and go with his right. It's beyond me. It really, really is. I tried to get a more up-to-date game, but I can't find one. Oh, delayed in it. Ball comes in from Bruno from the corner. He's lashed it. Bruno Fernandes just lashed a corner into the side netting. Sums up the game so far, doesn't it? Just sums it all up. I feel gross with it. Here comes Joel Veltman for Brighton. Looks to slide it through. Onana's out well. Sandro Martinez. Bruno Fernandes has done well here. Looks to stop through Hoyland. Here's Marcus Rashford. Don't shoot, lad. He tried to put them into the box. Well defended by Pascal Gross. Rashford trying to get the ball back. Pascal Gross. Van Heck. Back to Gross. I tell you what. I just wish Ten Hag took over from a proper manager. Like, you look at the squad that this Brighton squad. Well, I suppose it's less so this Brighton squad at this point. But like, De Zerbi got to take over from a Graham Potter side, while Ten Hag took over from bloody, what's his name? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and the mess of a squad he had built. You can't underestimate the job that Ten Hag had, and well, still does have. The squad still isn't good enough, really. Well, it's certainly not helpful when the players you do buy bloody all are either injured or have attitude problems. Diego Dalot's done really well here on this right hand side though. Chips it to the back stick. Reguilon was arriving, but Veltman clears away. But look, if you guys are enjoying the stream, please hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. And would help to get this number in the top corner ticking up. Ansu Fati and João Pedro coming on for Brighton. Rashford. Bruno Fernandes. Dalot on the edge, it is. Finds Ericsson. Awful ball into the box. Generally dreadful. And Fulham have taken the lead. Fulham have taken the lead against Luton. And that goal coming from Carlos Vinicius. Fulham 1, Luton 0. Rashford chasing down Jason Steele, who passes it out to Pascal Gross. And look how open it is. The poor pass there, though, by, was that Lallana? Might have been the right winger, who I still don't really know his name. Hannibal Mabry's coming on. As is Martial. What? The Welbeck and Lallana are coming off for Ansu Fati and Pedro. I'm going to guess Fati's going to play up top. The Hoyland and Hoyland's off for Welbeck for Martial. Who came off? Did Rashford come off? I think he did. Did he take Rashford off? I think we've got Mabry and Martial up top. No, Rashford is on. Who did he take off? Did he take Casemiro off? He's taken Casemiro off, hasn't he? That's a foul, Mabry. Good. Well then, Mabry. I think he's taken Mabry off. Casemiro off. I'm certain of it. Yes. Bloody hell. The Mabry's on for Casemiro. Who would have seen that coming? Hoyland on. Off for Martial. So we'll assume it's yellow. I think it's that. I mean, fair enough. This Rashford free kick. Easy save. He was well hit, but easy save. Nothing to report on. Bruno Fernandes is the 6. Oh no, Bruno Fernandes is the 6. Bruno Fernandes is the 6. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Bruno Fernandes is our 6. And he's on a yellow card. Hannibal to Dallo. Finds Martial first time to McTominay, who gets out to Marcus Rashford. Martial's made a good move. I mean, Martial just can't run anymore, can he? He just can't bloody run. Here is Bruno Fernandes picking the ball at number 6. Finds Victor Lindelof. We go down the line looking for Mabry. The poor pass from Dallo. What have we brought on Hannibal Mabry? Why have we done this? Lindelof to Martinez. Finds Ericsson. Bruno Fernandes. Lovely chip ball into Reguilon. Finds Rashford. Back to Reguilon. Brilliant. As Reguilon was bringing it forward, my stream has crashed. Here comes Man United. Is that Martial? Was to the back stick. Easily defended by Brighton. There's a corner. Can we do something from the corner? Let's hope so. Ericsson will take the corner for United. A flat one. Looking for McTominay. Well defended in the end by Brighton. Bruno Fernandes just can't keep it in play. Bloody hell. I don't know if it did go up for a throw-in originally, whose it would have been anyway. It might have been better just to leave it. Lamptey goes back to Dunk, who'll go out to Joel Veltman. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of the diamond. I don't know why Palestri didn't start. I think Ten Hag has got it wrong, to be honest. Like, I don't think we're being particularly bad with it. A little bit uninspiring. I think when we've seen Rashford in the wider areas, that's when he's most dangerous. And here comes Brighton again. I think we missed just that wide presence. As Pedro makes it 3. 3-0 Brighton. It's a great finish, by the way, from Pedro. A fantastic finish. And that's game. That's game, set, match, unfortunately. Does Anana get a touch? He should save it, really, shouldn't he, Onana? He probably should save it. Martial. Bruno. Animal Maybury. Shoots! Side netting. No, goal! He scored! Hannibal Maybury! Look at him! Look what it means to him! What a goal from Hannibal Maybury! Fair play, lad. Man City have scored. Sheffield United have scored! Bloody hell, there's goals galore. Hannibal Maybury has scored. For Manchester United. Martinez just fires at him. Maybury, it's a great hit, and what a finish. But Hammer has scored for Sheffield United, and Bernardo Silva has scored a goal to put City in the lead. My God. Goals galore. It's a day for the away sides as it stands. We couldn't, could we? We couldn't, could we? Go on then. Go on then. Treat us. Treat us, United. Treat us to a comeback. Foul by Martial and dunk. No more than that, though. Onana probably should save it, to be honest. I haven't seen a proper where it's just straight on, but it looks like he might get a touch to it. But no, I don't want the hair back. I don't particularly think De Gea saves that either, by the way. I think De Gea just watches it. I don't think he dives for it, to be honest. That was a foul. Is that a free kick to United? It better be. It will be. No, it's a corner. Eriksen delivers. Cleared away. Bruno Fernandes. Delivers. Lindelof wins it over the bar. That was the chance. That was the chance. He should score there for me. It's pretty much a free header in the 6-yard box. There's no one really up there competing with him. And we've got some changes now. Lamptey's off. I think Milner's going into left back. And Gilmore's on. The Dahoud. Van Heck's been booked. I didn't realise that. When did he get booked? Ball down the line. Rashford will chase. Can he keep it on? I mean, I'm happy with Hannibal Maybury. That's all I can take from this game. That's what I'm taking. And I don't want to see the diamond again, really. It's not been awful. It's just been a little bit uninspiring. Like, just bang average. And I just think we've got so many attacking talented wingers. Why are we wasting them by playing no wingers? Rashford, man! Here comes Matoma. It could be 4. Good save, Onana. Look, it was always going to be a tough game today. I think it was made even tougher when you look at the players missing, the amount and the number of players missing at that. Here's Reguilon. Rashford. Eriksen. Martinez. Bruno Fernandes. Pull in. McTominay going for it. Dunk cleared it away well. So I think it's a corner to United. We got time to. We got a bit of time remaining here. It's not all over just yet. I mean, with balls like that from Ericsson, it will be. Ericsson moves it quickly into Hannibal Mabry. Into Ericsson. That's a foul. How are you not giving that? I'm sorry. He's just been dragged to the floor. Hannibal Mabry. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. Lewis Dunk has just dragged, I think it was Rashford, to the floor, and the referee hasn't given it. That is a joke. An absolute joke. I can't believe it. They're not going to show it again. By the way, that Adingara, how you pronounce that, for Brighton, he's played well today. Dunk. Van Heck. Gilmore. Ansu Fati moves it out wide. Weird, Ansu Fati playing in a Brighton shirt, isn't it? Billy Gilmore. Back to Van Heck. And Brighton, you can just see they're just playing the rest of this game out. Wan-Bissaka, Garnacho and Palestri are all going to come on for United, as is Evan Ferguson. But we've got 10 minutes left. You going to take Rashford off? Who are you bringing off for these? These lot? I assume Dallo. Or Region. But Region's played well. Surely it's Dallo. Unless you take off Lindelof. And just say, you know what? Go for it. What's there to lose? Bruno. Nice ball up wide. Dallo. Bruno Fernandes. Out wide to Reguilon. Bruno Fernandes. Lovely ball back to Reguilon. Martial's made the run into the box. It's a ball into the box, not really targeted towards anyone. Martial made the run to the front post. And he went to the penalty spot. It's 3-1 Manchester City, so that's game, set, match there. Erling Haaland finally gets his goal. They've given a free kick for that! I've seen Marcus Rashford get rugby tackled to the floor and no free kick was given. Yet that is... What a farce. Right. That's it. Martinez is off. What? Sorry, what? I'm not sure who Evan Ferguson's just come on for. But we need to sort this Man United team first. So Wan-Bissaka is on for Martinez. Who's Palestri on for? For McTominay. And Reguilon, McTominay and Martinez. It's free back. It's free back. It's a free back. It's this, isn't it? This is what it is. What we are seeing is going to be this. And you know what? I'm here for it. How do you even go? How? Oh, this is good. This is going to be good fun. Because this can't go wrong, can it? So, Wan-Bissaka there. Lindelof there. Dalot there. Bruno Fernandes there with Hannibal there. And then have Martial. Sorry, Rashford there. Martial there. Garnacho there. Palestri there. That is what we're seeing. And we've done this a few times and it's never gone well. And here comes Evan Ferguson. Banana saves. There's Bruno's yellow card. Bloody hell, why have we done this? Generally, I think Reguilon played well today. I'm a little bit surprised he's come off. There we go. Short saved by Onana. Villa are level. Villa are level. I think Ferguson's on the right. Garnacho. Dalot. Nice ball to Marcus Rashford. To Garnacho. Alejandro Garnacho. Go on, lad. Just runs into dunk. Just runs into dunk. It's offside anyway. Tough game. Rough day. The long ball. Wan-Bissaka wins it. Bruno Fernandes as well. Finds Palestri. The Wan-Bissaka. Palestri does really well to get hold of it. Moves it into Bruno Fernandes. You wonder why Palestri didn't start. Bruno Fernandes, it's a great ball into Garnacho. Just runs into João Pedro there. And it's Pedro who's playing on the right. I looked at him. Ferguson and Fatty are playing as a 2. Bruno Fernandes is watching himself there. He's giving away a free kick. He is on a yellow card already. Cleared away by Wan-Bissaka. Poor ball really from Lewis Dunk. Garnacho picks it up. Looks for Dallo. Evan Ferguson has it now. Will bring it forward. Well, he's going to the corner really. He just gives it back into Pascal Gross. Who, of course, was the scorer of the second goal today. And the goal that really killed off this game. Van Heck goes back to Jason Steele. And United just haven't been good enough. Like I said, I'm not impressed with the diamond. I think it's really, really uninspiring. Martial loses it to Lewis Dunk. Just quick, just stronger there. Hannibal Mabry chasing back, commits the foul. He said he won the ball. He definitely did not win the ball. And rightfully goes into the book. So the Fulham-Luton game is over. Fulham 0. Fulham 1, sorry. Luton 0. And I don't think there's any surprises in that one. Just the website catching up with all the sound effects it needs to play. As Ansu Fati's in here. Fati! I don't know if he's missed or it's a great save or what's happened there, but it is still 3-1. I think it's a great save by Andre Onana. He was slotted through. Bruno Fernandes just can't keep up with him. I think Onana might get an all-important glove onto it to push it wide of the post. He does. It's a great save by Andre Onana. As I've just gone really dark on the face cam. Well, hopefully Varane's just back. Look. Because against Arsenal, they were fine. I don't know why we've changed the diamond, really. But I just think, as well, Brighton aren't a bad side. I don't particularly think it's a Martinez-Lindelof issue. I just think Brighton are a good side. And we've played without some key players. Varane, Anthony, we've not got Sancho. I mean, Amrabat's not fit. We go over to this. Look at the amount of play. Obviously, Martinez was obviously did play. Amrabat wasn't available. Shaw, Varane, Mount. Like, we're missing so many key players. Palestri does well, gets the cross in, but everyone's outrun it. Dallo and Wan-Bissaka almost getting each other's way. Well, I mean, at this point, we have no midfield. But, like, that's what I mean. McTominay isn't great. Like, the difference when you swap McTominay for Amrabat would be huge. But we don't have Amrabat. So I don't know why we really did it. Yeah, no, I think Ten Hag did it wrong. Going to the diamond, I really do. I mean, at this point, when he's changed to this monstrosity of a formation, it's the game's over at this point. So like, I don't blame him for just kind of going, you know what, we need 2 goals. We've lost the game anyway. Just throw bodies at it. But starting the diamond, starting Scott McTominay, I don't understand it, no. At least Hannibal Mabry's got his goal. Regardless of what he achieves in his career, he can always say he's a Manchester United goal scorer. Victor Lindelof. Goes to Wan-Bissaka. Garnacho. Finds Diego Dalot. Do not shoot, lad. Find Martial. Garnacho. Pulls it back. Martial can't get hold of it. Garnacho pulls it across. Offside. And that should be full time. Robert De Zerbi's men have got a deserved win here at Old Trafford. Final whistle hasn't quite gone just yet. But it's going to come as Spurs equalise at the death against Sheffield United. And it's Richarlison. And there it is, full time. What a disaster. What a disaster of a game. Danny Welbeck opened the scoring for Brighton. Pascal Gross made it 2. Gar Pedro made it 3. We got a consolation back through Hannibal Mabry. And disallowed. No, Villa have scored and they've taken the lead. Late goals. Both in the pretty much the 100th minute. This bloody extra time rule is bollocks, by the way. But game's over. Even shitter start compared to last season. I'm done, mate. I mean, it's not been great, has it? Not been a great start. Well, look, we have had some hard games. Our start this season, I would say, has certainly been hard. Well, has it been harder? We played Arsenal and Liverpool, didn't we? We beat Arsenal. I don't know. Look, we haven't had an easy start. Let's be fair. We've played Arsenal. We've played Spurs. Brighton are a good side. Like, Spurs are winning. Spurs are winning. Spurs are winning. What's happened? What's happened there? What's the score in the Villa game? Is it 3-1? 2-1? Oh, it's 2-1 to Villa. So Duran scored. Douglas Luiz has scored. Yeah, it's 2-1 Villa. And it's 2-1 Spurs as well. So Richarlison equalised in the 98th minute. And in the 101st minute, Kulusevski has scored. Honestly, these promoted teams can fuck off. All I wish is for Brighton to pull a Leicester 2-0 down at least. That will put me in ease. 3-1. 3-1 Villa now. 101st minute goal in the Villa game as well. Leon Bailey. What is going on with these added times? Ridiculous. Also, by the way, we were robbed of a goal as well, I want to say. At 1-0. At 1-0. But look, yeah, as I say, United haven't had the easiest runs starts of the season. But we at the same time, look, we got dealt a bad hand with the start, but we haven't played it well either. But a lot of teams will probably lose at the London Stadium, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and the Emirates. So those two results, it's annoying, but you can accept it. Because, again, Spurs have had a great start to the season. At their gaff, a lot of teams will go there and struggle. And again, we were robbed of at least one, probably two penalties. And they didn't create much. So the result looks a lot worse than the actual performance. And like what it should have been. Really, both Spurs goals were lucky. Arsenal, we should have got a point from that at least. And, I mean, today, we got robbed of a goal. And, I mean, Brighton deserved to beat us. So it's not been a great start, but as it goes, it could have been a lot worse. Hopefully, look, after this game, so we got Bayern Munich on Wednesday. But after that, you expect a lot more wins. Burnley, we should beat. In the EFL Cup against Palace, you expect United to win that. Then we got Palace again. 4 days later in the league, again you expect to win that. Both games at Old Trafford. Galatasaray you expect to win. Brentford at home, we expect to win. You've got to beat Sheffield United away. Copenhagen at home, and then you get to Manchester Derby at the end of October. And whether or not you win that or not, obviously you want to win it. But come Saturday 23rd and onwards, that we should be getting wins until the end of October. And at that point, if we've won all those games, I can say, all right, it's not been an amazing start, but it's been a good enough start. Do I think we're going to do that? Do I hell? Sheffield United have had a man sent off. What has happened? Ollie McBurney's been sent off. He's an idiot, isn't he? Absolute weapon. Anyway, look, that is going to be it from me today. If you have enjoyed, please hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. We'll be live for the Let's Talk. In just a moment, we'll do player ratings. So I'll see you all over for that in a bit.